I thought there was just no excuse for Russia invading Ukraine, and we should fight them to the end of the world. What happened to that viewpoint? Suddenly, no one's saying that anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, Trump, to be fair, has moved the dial, hasn't he? Or the Trump administration,
Well, I don't
somewhere along the.
care what the orange man has to say about these things. What about
Yeah,
truth and beauty and European values and justice?
European values. The European values, I
All right,
seem
but
to
okay,
remember, were based on
that was a
fucking the
slip of the
most
tongue.
horrendous
Forget about
colonial
European values, all
imposition.
right? What about just basic human decency, right? You don't invade a country,
Yeah,
and we should fight Russia until
no.
everybody is dead. Well, at least every Ukrainian.
Uh, yes, I'm sure that made sense somewhere along the line. Um,
I thought that was
yeah, I mean,
that was the sensible viewpoint, wasn't it? About 2 years ago.
yeah. Well, even if you think about it, like everyone,
I
there are
have.
a lot. There's a lot of
Go on.
there's a lot of criticism of the Trump administration for not solving this in 24 hours, which is what he said he'd do,
Hmm.
but which was obviously hyperbole at the time. But it's if you think about it, like it's not like Biden went away last November. Biden was here until January the 19th of this year,
Hmm.
still doing the same policy with zero indication that he would ever meet up or discuss anything, just lob in further and longer and longer range missiles. That was until January the 19th. They escalated it after the election in November.
But
So
that was
Trump
the
has
right
actually
thing.
only beat.
That was the right thing to do, wasn't it? That's what Starmer said. The right thing to do. That's what the most columnists in the Guardian newspaper said. That's what everyone on
So
the
what most people were
BBC
saying
said.
was the right thing to do,
Cross-party
and certainly they
consensus.
weren't saying.
Anybody sensible in the EU, UK, the US, places where people are right about things generally. They all said this was the right. And now they're not sticking to their guns, literally.
No, I guess because they realise that they can't do it.
But it's not a.
I, I,
It's not, it's not about. It's a principle. It's not about winning or losing. I mean, it's about losing massively. Actually, it's
yes,
about
yes,
everyone
yes,
dying, Matt. But
yeah.
you got to stand for the principle. And anyway,
You've got to
at
go
the end
down
of the
with a
day,
fight.
at the end of the day, that you've seen Star Wars, right?
Yeah,
And any film, you've seen a film, you've watched a
yeah,
film, right? What is it? What did that film tell you? That good justice, even if the
yeah,
odds are against you, in the end, the
yeah,
right thing will happen, right? And that's what we know about the world. And so it did. It
yeah.
looks bad for Ukraine, and a lot of people have died, right?
Exactly.
But Zelensky will win supreme because he's a good man.
Yeah, because he's a goodie.
He's a
Exactly. And
goodie.
you don't have in film, you don't have that kind of compromise. You don't have in Highlander, there can be only one, and then it's like, oh, could there be two? And it's like, oh, maybe there could be one and
Yeah,
a half.
maybe we
You
could
don't,
have some sort
you
of
don't have.
negotiation and treaty between the
Yeah,
Highlanders.
you don't have that in movies, so why should you have it in real life? In The Godfather, he doesn't say, "I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse," and he goes, "Could I refuse it?" He goes, "Oh, you could.
Yeah, I
We'll just
suppose you
come to
could
some kind of
refuse it a little
agreement."
bit.
No,
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Well, 2 years ago I said you couldn't refuse it, but now actually I'm sort of changing my position because it's been a change
yeah,
of
I can't tell you.
administration.
We've had some changes at the top of the mafia, and
Yeah,
well,
I was looking at the
we
voting
can talk
public.
about it now.
People, yeah. Generally, the median voter is not behind uncompromised deals that you can't refuse. That's changed.
When you're doing narratives, you've got to go a little bit. You've got to go further in the galaxy far, far away. It couldn't just be in a galaxy a little way away in Star Wars.
A few years ago, in a galaxy just round the
Well,
corner.
hang on. That's to be fair. That's the beginning of Little Shop of Horrors. A
I haven't
few
seen
years
that.
ago, in a galaxy not so long away,
Uh,
and then a
I
killer
do think.
plant
Well, I
comes
do
to.
think it's disgusting. Because all these people. I mean, this thing. All these people
But
have died.
this is the thing that all of those people, what they want to do is say they are tough and that we should be tough, even though it's other people dying, until it's politically inexpedient. That's what their objective is. I did an article about Niall Ferguson, the historian. It's basically exactly. It's just so plain to see that that's what their motives are. And people like, hopefully me and you, I think, and just reasonably minded people. I don't have those pretensions. We're not trying to puff ourselves up through British foreign policy, but a lot of people like to do that.
No, but I think it's more cynical than that. I don't think. I mean, mate, I don't know about Niall Ferguson, but I don't think Keir Starmer gives a shit about that kind of thing, really. Like, it's much more about sort of larger geopolitical goals and giving money to the arms industry, and it's just about sort of converging interests that make things easier.
I don't know how
you take the opportunity of Russia invading Ukraine, right? And it's very difficult in that climate to try and go for peace immediately, to try and de-escalate.
Yeah.
It's
the right thing to do, but there were a lot of pressures.
But we're just addicted. We're just addicted to war. That's the problem.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I mean, you can see it. It's totally the behavior of an addict, right? The way that it's like you have like these relapses, right? And you think, oh, we've reached our bottom, like the end of the Iraq War, and it's like, oh God, so many dead. Oh, what was the point of all that? Never again. I'm never going to touch war again. And then a few years later, it's like, actually, I'll just do a little bit of war. It's like, what happened last time? No, I'm in control now. I've not done war for a while. I've been clean for a while. I'm just going to enjoy myself 2 weeks. It's just 2 weeks of war. That's all I'm going. Just a little taste. All right, I deserve it. Yeah, I've been good. And then it's like, you think, what happened last time? You spiraled, you got out of control. It's like, no. This time I'm totally in control. I'm just going to do 2 weeks, a few deaths, it'll be fine. And then it's like 2 years later, you wake up surrounded by dead babies. And you're like, oh, for God's sake. For God's sake. Right, that's it.
Yeah. Back
to the clinic.
Yeah. Got to check back into the UN Security Council. They're like, we forgive you. We affirm your right to go to war.
No, well, they're a very troubled nation. That's where you don't understand. It's the trauma. I mean, that's Israel. It's basically, Israel, they're very traumatized. That's why they're addicted to war, They had a bad background. They had to turn to war.